Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Today on Tallidus Plays, we're back in Timberborn at the beginning of cycle number 8. And, well, not a lot has happened here. In the previous episode, we mainly planned out the Metal District, and yes, I'm going to take a break from killing my voice every time I say it. But now we are just letting the beavers kind of catch up with all my machinations, and of course we have the amazing floodwater coming back in to hydrate our plants and hydrate our beavers. On that note, let's go ahead and make sure that these showers are usable. Eventually, I do believe this could be automated, so hopefully this will become one of the things that I can automate in the future when we get the automation all unlocked. But for now, we do it manually. There's only 2 showers, so it's not too much of a big deal. We're going to go back into 2-speed for now, just so they can kind of move around while I'm planning everything out here. We did quite a bit of planning here. You can see several bridges have been earmarked for construction over into the Metal District. Eventually, we will build the district crossing here, which allows goods and beavers to be transferred between the districts. And eventually, yes, you can see here, the bad water is going to be tamed. We're going to figure out where to send that. Right now, it's going to flow down this way. But eventually, I might try to build an aqueduct to send it out the side there. We will see, because we do have a little elevation change here, so we can use a causeway of sorts. You can use the levees, which act as basically like fake terrain, same as a piece of dirt. But even better, you can use let's see, I think it's a terrain block. So this is actually the best mimic of dirt itself. And this actually is a way of kind of constructing new farmlands. So that's a good way to think about it. And of course, impermeable floors. These are how you actually build like a causeway or an aqueduct that you can put other structures beneath. And the water will not fall through it. It's an impermeable floor piece, so that's good to keep in mind. Looking at all of our setups here, we have, this is still a permanent floodgate 1, so that's going to not let any water through right now. This is a dam, 0.65, but beyond it we do have floodgates, which we are able to adjust and use these to actually block even more water. Right now they're set to 0.65, which is kind of the standard dam height, just because we're not really using this area for anything as of now. But in the future, we will. The main issue is, right here we have this flowing through, and this is all a moot point, really. We can't change these floodgates and expect anything to occur until we finish sealing off this area with this final floodgate right here. This one, and actually this one is truly the essential one, because if we start blocking water with this one, we're going to have a little bit of an overflow going into this vicinity. So we will, again, connect these at some point. We have a couple extra floodgates here and here. Once these are finished, we will open up this blockage, we will open up that blockage, and we'll have a lot more kind of water to work with and a little bit more farming area there. But yeah, beavers are doing their thing. Again, water got very low during that last drought. You can see here we've drained almost all but one of our main tanks. And let's see how we're doing on our water pumping. We have full water access now. So we got, let's see, a total of 6 beavers pumping water, 3 from the large and 3 individuals on the small pumps. You can see here the water is just now getting through, powering up our research and our sawing abilities. So hopefully we can continue making planks. Again, this has been our #1 stopgap or bottleneck, is plank production. So here we have 4 lumber mills all chugging along, ideally producing those necessary planks. Let's keep an eye out for injured beavers. We have 2. Okay, that one is okay. We do need another bed. I think we had 2. I might have misspoken, though. We have a tooth grinder. I know we jammed a bed somewhere under here. This is there it is. You can see it kind of, I think that's another tooth grinder down there. So yeah, we need at least 1 more medical bed. So let's go ahead and build that. I think this is a well-being structure. Medical bed, yeah, right here. What's the best way? We can jam it right here. Yeah, let's do that. And we will increase the priority here because we want to take care of our injured beavers ASAP. Productive beavers are good beavers. And yes, the water stocks are coming back in full, which is excellent. I think we might go ahead and crank this up to 3 speed for now because I'm trying not to overplan and overwhelm my beavers. They are still working on all these floodgates, and eventually they'll be working on the new district, but I have not prioritized any of this. We go to our priorities assignments to see. The only thing that I've really prioritized is this single building, which is a raw spatterdock storage. So that's going to help capture the overflow, and hopefully we can clear out these spatterdock fields a little bit more frequently, because eventually we want to clear those in case the drought gets worse and worse. I believe the last drought was 8 days, maybe even 10. I think it was 8 days though, but that's only going to get worse as we continue playing through. And again, as I keep mentioning, eventually these will turn to bad tide floods. And before that happens, I really want to be able to block all the water flow and open up a causeway to let all that bad water flow off harmlessly through here. The best way to do that is to build basically what we have. We've got a floodgate here, and we have a couple more floodgates, one here and one here. I would like to build an additional one here, though. And ideally, we could build one really close to each of these sources, because I don't want to corrupt all the land with Badtide. And then we can basically redirect the water off here into the side of the map. There's kind of a natural divot between these two water sources. Everything else on the map is already bad water, so that's actually not too much of a concern. A new Badtide is simply just, more of the same for those. Here you can see we're finally getting the overflow. This is the beginning, or the end of day 3, actually. We're going into day 4. That overflow is finally seeping all the way down here to come back to this area. A good thing to note, though, this little reservoir stayed filled the entire time. And this is literally just left over. There's no water seep here. This is purely leftover water from the previous cycle. So this has been here for, by my calculation now, almost 12 days undisturbed. So that's good to know for future reference. But yeah, moving forward here, we can probably unpause. Well, we don't have a shortage of logs. We have a shortage of planks, yes. And eventually, yes, this underground pile will be completed, and we will use this to store our additional planks, which occurs to me we need to prioritize this so that we can store the output from these lumber mills. Because this is going to be a nice, big, bulky storage. 1,000 planks can store in there. And eventually we will be adding bulk storage for logs and bulk storage for our pressure-treated planks as well. These are the sparkly treated planks. But for now, we're going to hold off on inundating my beavers with extra building priorities, and we're going to let them simply kind of do their thing and keep building the infrastructure of the future. I'm going to check my road connections to make sure they can actually get around where they need to go. This one's all good over here. Okay, this is looking good there. They have access over here. This one they don't have access to yet. So eventually that's going to connect. I guess I have this connecting through the oak trees. Oh, no, that's just... Hold on, how do I have this? Okay, so they don't have access to build that. Although they can walk across blockages. I believe they can walk across. It just has to be a few tiles away from the path. So that should be fine. They're coming over here. You can see they're finally supplying resources to this project. Once these stairs get put in, and these stairs, they can actually access the underwater area to build the remaining floodgates here. And again, they have access down here to build this floodgate. And again, I put the stairs down under the water because I'm not sure how the rules work, if they need to be accessing the bottom, or if they can build the floodgate from the side. Either way, it doesn't hurt to have the access built in. Here, of course, is just a bridge over troubled waters. We'll put another floodgate probably somewhere in this vicinity. I'm thinking here. It's a nice little narrow gap that we can throw another floodgate in. I think I might go ahead and plan that. And as I've mentioned several times in the previous episode, yes, I am well aware that I place a lot of floodgates, but this will all make more sense as we continue playing the game. So, dams are nice, but they can't control the height. So to access these, we're just going to throw a little bit more of a pathway around the corner here, like so. And then a staircase just going down into the water. Let's do it like this. Can that work? Yeah, that'll work. That's fine. We'll do that. And then eventually, when they finish knocking out these trees, we can put the district crossing. That's what I have earmarked to go there. That's why there's a big gap in the path. But otherwise, yeah, Beaver's doing their thing. We're on full, game speed 3 as fast as they can go. And look at that. We have that raw spatterdock storage doing its job now. So you see that these aquatic farmhouses are hard at work knocking out all the spatterdock and throwing it into storage. I am curious to see, though, when they grab the spatterdock, where do they go to store it? Okay, they're storing it in the aquatic farmhouse, so this does have a little bit of storage, 50 units. And then a hauler will come back and grab this. Look at this, we have unemployed beavers. So we have a couple of job vacancies, but more importantly, we have 9 unemployed beavers, which means we can use the hauling post, and we can increase. Let's put it up to 6. We do have a builder's hut getting constructed. I will prioritize this because it's actually going to help prioritize all the other construction. So that makes sense. And look at that. We have our big underground storage finally built there. So now we have the hard at work power network. Again, we are still supplying almost double what we really need from our power network. So gravity batteries are the next thing up. We also want to build a larger storage for these treated planks because this wood workshop is kind of just chilling. And might as well make him productive in the meantime. So we're going to do another underground pile. Honestly, we could do it right next door if we wanted to. Let's do this. Put it there. We could do a path that goes... yeah, we could do it. That's fine. It could be more efficient, but that'll work. And this will be earmarked for treated planks, so he'll go right through there. And again, more skilled players might say, hey, you could have put a more power-intensive thing there, but I think we actually have the ability to run power off the back. Am I wrong? I think I'm wrong. Yeah, I messed up. That's okay, though. We can always move power up vertically. Can we do a vertical power shaft like so? Yes, we can. And then we can put a horizontal one like so, and that connects the whole network. Excellent. Can they get there? That's the next question. Well, there's a staircase. Eventually that will be built. And eventually we'll build a path like so, and we could put that around the back. We'll do it like there for now. This will be the power, and this will be a whole nother extra industrial area. Even up here, we could put more industry, or possibly windmills. Again, we could irrigate this by using the newly able tunnel system, which kind of lets you build water canals underground, which is really cool. Again, the sunflower seeds, just really, you know, they're not able to harvest those fast enough for the beavers to enjoy them. We've had this sunflower seed storage. It's never been remotely full. Every time they go to harvest, they're just done. What I might do is actually throw down another efficient farmhouse because, well, why not? Also, we really want to stay ahead of our food demands. So let's go ahead and do an efficient farmhouse. Let's consider here how we're going to lay this out. I wanted to overlap with a good chunk of the carrots and obviously all of the sunflowers, but we also don't want to waste any space. So what if I put it here? Yeah, that way we have access to this entire area, and we can use all that arable space right here for more crops. So let's see here. That's going to get us way more sunflowers. These are aquatic. We could do wheat, but I think I'm going to do more sunflowers for the time being. They're easy, and it's good to increase the food diversity for the beavers. So what we can do is make these guys specialize in sunflower. And we will prioritize, I think we'll prioritize planting for now, just to get these all planted out. Let's see, this is going to access everything but this one tile, which is fine by me. And again, I was also told in the comments on a previous video that I can plant blueberries as a planted bush. It's in the bushes and trees section, not in the crops section. But we still have plenty of blueberries. Blueberries are not an issue. We have 1,000 in storage. We got a whole tower full of blueberries. They don't really add to the happiness of the beavers, but they do provide base food. And later in the game, we actually do use them in a recipe for one of the, I think it's for the treatment when beavers get contaminated with bad water. So they do still have a function. Let's see, when these stairs get built, it's going to access this. I do want to put a stair maybe here or here to access this little sort of tier. So if we want to do that in the most efficient way, it'd probably be smarter just to destroy this little piece of terrain. So having said that, I think the next thing we're going to work on is getting our paper production up. Yeah, let's do a paper mill here. This uses logs and turns it into paper with the power of, well, power. So this is a paper mill. And I think what I'm going to do, this goes sideways like so. So yeah, we'll probably put it up top here. What I'd like to do also is figure out a quicker way for these beavers to get from here to here, because this is just the residence area, and it would make more sense if I could kind of hop over this little hilltop than constantly having them go all the way around, all the way up these stairs, all the way over. So a couple of well-placed stairs could do the trick. So let me think here. Spiral, spiral. I want to get them from the bottom to the top ASAP. This is spiral. So what if we did spiral? And we could put a path. I don't know, we could just spiral on up here. What if we did... You can always flip that as well. So spiral. Okay, hear me out. Double. straight staircase. Okay. That's 1, 2, 3 blocks. Hopping over the mountain here. Put a path there that we can go left or right as we see fit. We can also put more rooftop structures here if we see fit. Maybe another rooftop terrace. Although, you know, I'm surprised that the campfire and the terrace aren't being overwhelmed by beaver usage. Who knows? On that note, actually, let's put it back down to 16-hour workdays for now. Give the beavers a little bit of a rest. And we will continue our mountain path. This is going to be pretty straightforward, though. We just go across. Straight shot. And then we need a double path here. Double, yeah, do a double. And then this one we can build a flipped, rotated staircase like so. Single, and then this becomes a straight staircase like so and so. And then, of course, this is where we would put our normal path. Although it occurs to me, we're going to want power to go through here. Maybe it makes more sense to go across and then over before we go down. So let's cancel all this. We just cancel it? Is that not how we do that? How do we cancel something? Do I have to just cancel individually? Or is there a demolish button? Cut trees, demolish buildings. There we go. Is that no? Interesting. Demolish, demolish, delete rubble. There we go. Okay. So what we're going to do here is actually do a triple platform. We'll unlock that. It was going to happen sooner or later. We'll go across and like so, and then we go 2 more. Let's see. Actually, I'll build the stairs first. 1 stair, single platform, 1 stair, double platform, and finally these stairs. There we go. So the idea is that we could build. Can we build underneath these platforms though? Power shaft. Yes, we can. Fantastic. And then we'll just do a path like so. And there we go. There we go. We are over the top and down around the side. So we've connected the entire colony in a much more efficient manner. Now we can build the paper mill. So let's go ahead and start with this. Oh, actually, we want to prioritize this little bad boy here. The power shaft, the vertical, and the lower one. So this is a good explanation here. Why do we need the alt and wheel drag? We can go down, 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 down. Up 1. This lets us click directly on the vertical power shaft. Prioritize that. So they hopefully will run around and build that before they work on anything else. Now look at that. They're already delivering materials, and it is built. Now we can scroll up 1, and we can prioritize this one. There we go. And let's see, this is going to let us build the paper mill. And how are we going to do this? I think I want to leave a gap here because I might want to use that space for something. So, yeah, we'll do this, and then we'll do a power shaft to connect it after they build that. So again, scrolling all the way back up to max height. And we'll wait until they complete this power shaft, and then we'll build a connector. Because again, I'm not sure how I'm going to cut off access, so we're being cautious there. But yeah, once we build paper, I believe we can increase our well-being with, I think it's a library. Let me see. Contemplation, Herbalist, Agora. Herbalist uses, yeah, see, this is the antidotes that cure contaminated beavers. So that's going to come in handy real quick. Contemplation spot. We'll actually build this. This is basically like a little natural shrine. It's really easy to throw these in because they don't require any resources. It's just honestly like a little, you know, little spiritual spot for beavers to take a quick rest. So we're going to pop these around the lodge area. Give the beavers a little bit of, you know, simple pleasure here. Again, these are great for your leftover spaces where you can't really put anything else. Put one here, and then we'll put one right here. That way, can I fit one more, like a 4th one over here? I like to put them near the lodge area so beavers have a good chance of using them each day. I don't want to put it there. I don't want to block any path. That could be a path. This gives me a whole area to gather. So we'll let them figure that out. How are we doing resource-wise? Logs. We're out of logs. Would you look at that? Yeah, they've plowed through all these. Oh, we got a Badtide approaching. 3 days and Badtide will be here. So let's go back to normal speed and see how we're doing with our whole floodgate project. The floodgates are done. We will be able to deflect the Badtide. The question is, I don't know where to send it. Um, now I do. We're going to send it all the way over here. This is already Badtide zone. So yeah, here's what we're going to do. We need to get rid of the rest of this blockage. So we're going to earmark all of this for demolishment. And the idea is I want to raise all the other gates, protect our good water, and let all that bad tide, it's going to kind of infect this whole zone, but we're going to let it all flow out through this little channel. This is our only... Actually, we could let it flow through here, because I don't have anything important. Yeah, this is going to skirt around the outside. It will mess with the sunflower plants, but let's prioritize these floodgates. And we can protect these sunflowers from the worst of the bad tide. Although it occurs to me, if we're not going to let it flow through, there's no reason to let it all come through there at all. So yeah, what we're going to do is leave this. We'll raise these and these to 100%. Raise these to 100%. And then we'll drop this to like 0. And it's going to let all that bad tide flow through here. We'll leave these at 0.65 because it shouldn't go up a tile. Yeah, these are up tiles, so that should be fine. So yeah, the bad tide will just kind of wash through there and hopefully avoid the colony, thus saving everything. I am concerned about the log situation, though. I guess we had a bunch. Oh, you know what? Yeah, we increased the storage supply of the planks, so we were no longer bottlenecking our production, and they chewed up all the logs, pun intended, they're beavers. They chewed up all the logs and turned them into planks, so now we don't have those. We need water storage. Let's super prioritize that. Yes, please prioritize the water. But we have a plan. We did kind of figure out our bad tide plan. This is mega water. That's a large tank. Are these large? These are mediums. Yeah. So hopefully they get this big tank built. We just need a bunch. Oh, this takes metal blocks. Oh, okay. Can we rush a little bit of metal? We have these ruins. We can do this. Let's go to metal. We will get a scavenger flag. We also need a smelter. So we'll have to unlock the scavenger. We'll unlock the smelter. The mine we'll worry about later because we don't have really great access to a mine yet. Let's put a scavenger flag down. We're going to do, I think, 3 because they're going to take a while to get over to these ruins each day. So we're going to use 3 of those. And then we need a smelter, which uses power. So we're going to have them transport all this raw metal using haulers to a newly built storage pile. I believe the underground pile can hold the raw metal. Yes, scrap metal. And also metal blocks. So what we're going to do is grab 2 underground piles. One will be raw metal, the other will be... Sorry, one will be scrap metal, the other will be the metal blocks. These have to go into the ground, and honestly, I don't have the ability to place more power in the short term. So we're going to have to put these probably right here and right there. Yeah, let's just do it this way. Not the best idea, but that's going to have to work. So this will be the metal blocks. This will be the scrap metal. And then the metal refiner. It's a smelter, and of course it takes logs because you got to power the furnaces. So this is going to connect to the newly built wood. I can't go underneath the platforms though, so we'll put it right here. And we'll connect the power through like so. Power shaft. 1, 2, 3. There it goes. And now let's build another path. The beavers. Yeah, the beaver will be fine. We need to connect this as well. So they've built the upper path. Okay, so yeah, let's do 1 power shaft like such. There we go. So this will connect all of these together. And we'll let the beavers do their thing. Let's prioritize this whole project, actually. We're going to prioritize these the most, these paths. Because they're behind the power. Yes, like that. And then we will over-prioritize this and this. And why not that as well? Tell me that doesn't take scrap metal. It does. So we need to prioritize also. Again, I'm breaking my own rule, right? I always say you don't over-prioritize everything because then you're not really prioritizing anything. But we got our floodgates figured out. So let's see. Can we get to the point where we can build these large tanks for water before the next drought? Now, the bad tide, I don't think will be as long as a drought, at least the first one. So hopefully it doesn't last that long, and our water supplies will hold out, I hope. But I would like to build this large tank. Again, I'm building this one here because it's close to the lodge area where all the beavers live. We will put another one over here where it's just closer to the water pumps. But for now, that's the plan. And luckily we do have a good amount of beaver. Ooh, we got a lot of open jobs. Got a lot of baby beavers too. So let's build another lodge. We'll do a triple lodge. Again, I'm going to go to single speed here for a second. This requires... we can get more vertical. Yeah, let's just throw it on top like that. Connect it here with the double. And how do we get over here? Maybe we'll do... There we go. And there we go. One simple staircase. 2 paths. Boom. Bob's your uncle. These will not be... Well, yeah, we'll prioritize them. Why not? Prioritize the whole city. Just prioritize it all. We don't need this over the mountain path, though, so I'm going to leave that kind of standard priority. I do want to get this one finished, and we need more logs. Let's go ahead and activate... Well, I don't know if it's... Do we have a short... Yeah, let's go ahead and unpause this. Unpause the lumberjack. There we go. So this should get us another lumberjack going. We'll give it a little priority just to fill the spot. That way we can chop down all these as fast as possible, because we need those logs in order to finish all these projects. We want to get metal production going before the Badtide begins. We have a day and a half. What will happen here, folks? What will happen? We will see here in due time. I'm a little concerned that this one little channel might not be able to handle the entire flow of the river. So that's why we're also going to prioritize that. Just to chop that down. We'll put these at like a high. We really want those to get done. So everything else will just be standard high priority. So not like unimportant, but not as important as getting the, getting this blockage cleared. I really want the beavers to come over here and clear out this blockage before the Badtide approaches. So they're doing exactly as promised. Look at them go. Chopping away there. Digging away at the stone. And if I drop this to a 0, I'm really hoping, again, it's only like 3 tiles wide. But I'm hoping that this allows me to divert all that bad water. I don't know if the bad water, I think it flows with the same exact intensity as the clean water, so that'll be a concern. But I think this whole basin is the same height all the way over here. So if I've miscalculated, well, we're going to have a bad time. We do have less than half a day, so I'm going to go back to normal speed. What I want to do at this point, I'm actually going to pause the game. This is damn... Okay, so what I'm going to do here is actually bump up these floodgates to a 1. And the idea is I want to start storing some of this backflow water as much as I can. Although this is a dam, so that's going to let everything through. So I should probably eventually change this to a floodgate, to be honest, because I think these are all on the same level, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so that's not going to really help by putting these up to a 1. Will cause a little bit of backflow, but not a whole lot. You will see this dry up a bit because we're storing some water. But eventually, right before the Badtide happens, or as it happens, because again, I want to let as much good water through as possible, we're going to start really beefing up the... Well, you'll see. We're going to put up the floodgates, and we're going to let all of it through this particular one. This is the bad water gate for now. Having said that, well, that's why, yeah, these are up here to protect this. Again, these you can see these are actually 1 tile above these. You can see it there. That's a better angle on it. This one is down here. These are up here. So, soon as that Badtide starts, I'm going to fast forward just a little bit to get through the evening. Luckily, we're doing okay on production here. They finally built the suspension bridge, so that's cool. This guy is just chugging along. He's a thirsty boy. Dehydrated beavers move very, very slowly. And here we go, folks. We're about to start our first Badtide ever. This is going to be the tail end of Cycle 8. See what I did there? Beavers, tails, tail end. But yeah, hopefully what I could do is if I increase all of these floodgates to 1, I can encourage the water. Again, it's going to flow through here regardless, but I can encourage it to flow all the way through here. That's what I want. All that bad water goes straight through there. So let's do that now. Yeah, so just slightly before. That's going to go up to 1. This is going to go up to 1. Why not? We'll put that up to 1. This is going to go up to 1. And then this is going to drop down to 0. So the idea is we get at least an hour or so. We're going to have a little bit of flooding. That's natural, you know. But we want all this water to start flowing through here. And then we want the bad water to go with it. See, this has got me a little concerned because I don't want this to flow all the way around and get into our crops. But you see the river starts to flow backwards here now. It's getting sucked out because we're flowing down here. Again, these are both at 1. So, yeah, we've got all of our protection floodgates up to 1. And again, this is where automation is going to come in clutch. We'll be able to automate this entire process. So we can literally just toggle one button and go into Badtide mode in the future. But for now, you'll see we actually have the additional resource. I don't know if that's always been there, but bad water storage is showing up. I think that has actually always been there. I just noticed it because got Badtide on the mind. Here we go. Badtide is starting. Let's get a cool little shot here and see if we can't manage the flow of the Badtide. A red Badtide coming from once was the good water, or the good tide. We will see if this, what kind of effect this has on our hydro engineering here. I'm really hoping that we did this correctly. You can already see it starting to kind of kill off trees in the distance there. I think we're going to go ahead and speed this up just a little bit. Yeah, we're going to speed 3 for now. Why not? Yeah, you see there's a little bit of that kind of flooding happening. A little bit of flow. Okay, it is coming down that river. Oh, wow, that is contaminating the whole system there. Yeah, it's overflowing the banks a little bit, which I do not like. You can see it's having a little bit of an impact here. Everything's kind of getting wishy-washy on me. Overflowing. I don't know if this is going to be able to handle it. It's draining off. This is really pulling it quickly, though. That's a very brief bad tide, though. 0.4 days. We should be out of it very, very quickly. And, I mean, it's a little overflowy. But honestly, I think we're going to be relatively okay. Again, we'll have to deal with a little bit of kind of backwash through the system as we kind of drain it out in the next couple days. Because bad water sort of mixes and mingles. But as long as you keep the ratio low enough, it's not going to really have a devastating impact. You can see here, actually, there's already some like regrowth happening in some of those blueberries. So, very brief bad tide. But I do believe our system is working. We've actually managed to avoid having it contaminate our good water. And sure enough, that was only basically a single day for the bad tide. So just a little taste of what's to come. But we have at least engineered a, temporary solution to it. Yes, this is going to contaminate this whole vicinity for quite some time. But we'll reflood that with good water. It'll rinse out. It'll be okay. All right, let's go ahead and get ready here. This is going to be the end of cycle 8 and the end of our first bad tide. Luckily, it was only a day long. Just a little teaser of things to come. And not bad. We've survived our first bad tide. Get it? Not bad. And with that, gorgeous blue water flows back in to the system here. We're going to leave this floodgate open for a minute, and we're going to let this kind of refresh itself. Once we stop seeing as much of the red and it's mostly blue, then we'll open up the normal floodgates, and everything will be back as it once was. So we can enjoy this here. I'm going to do a quick little time lapse. We're going to basically just skip through the first day of the cycle here, kind of for the sake of continuity and to really put a button on this episode here. And look at that. The water is coming back to normal, and we're flushing out all that bad tide. And the land is returning to its natural, vibrant, verdant state. The greenery is returning as well. And the beavers are happy, the beginning of a new cycle. And I think that is a good spot here to go back to normal speed. And I think that's also a good spot to end the episode. So if you've made it this far, please feel free to like and subscribe. And until next time, this has been Tallidus Plays.